Hey, it's Cassie with Platinum Ag Services. We are through the heavy load of fall soil testing. We'll still have a good bit to do in the spring, and so we're still very much in the phase of looking at soil tests and thinking about what are on those tests and what they mean. So you might recall on your soil test there is something called CEC, and sometimes it comes up people asking about, I kind of remember what CEC stands for, but can you explain a little bit more what it means or what it does? So CEC stands for cation exchange capacity, and I'm going to explain that a little bit more. But if you remember nothing else, it's just the ability of the soil to hold on to positively charged nutrients. So for nutrient charges, we have cations. Those are positively charged with the plus sign. Then you have anions. Those are negatively charged with the minus or the negative sign. So our cations that you'll see on a soil test, calcium, magnesium, potassium. You won't usually see sodium or ammonium, NH4 plus, on our standard soil test. Anions would be nitrate, sulfate, phosphate, chlorine. So if you think about how we talk about nitrate and sulfate are leachable, it's for that very reason. They are negatively charged. If you remember Agronomy 101, soil is also negatively charged. So if we have soil, I don't know if you can see my magnet with the little minus sign, that's my soil that's negatively charged. If I bring a negatively charged anion, so nitrate, for example, to the soil, they are going to repel each other. And if I turn this sideways, you can't see, but I can feel that they're starting to repel each other about here. Negatives can't hold on to negatives. However, I still have my soil negatively charged. If I bring a cation to it, so we'll say magnesium, for example, they hold on to each other, right? So that's why we're talking about cations, the positively charged nutrients. The E in CEC stands for exchangeable. That just means that the cations have the ability to knock off and replace each other. The last C stands for capacity. This means that the higher the CEC number, the higher the ability of the soil to hold on to cations, the positively charged nutrients. So if you have a CEC of, I'm going to say around 7 generally, those would be fewer cation holding sites on the soil. If you have a CEC of 15, that soil has the ability to hold onto more cations. So just remember CEC, the higher the number, the higher the ability it has to hold on to positively charged nutrients. Generally, in the area that we service and test, sandier soils are going to have a CEC of 7 or less. A loamy sand or a sandy loam are going to have CECs of somewhere around 7 to 10, 7 to 9, 7 to 10. It'd be a little bit on the higher end if you're like a high organic matter black sand. Where we get into a little bit better soils in some of my southern sampling area, your CECs are generally going to be around 10, 11, up to 15, 16 maybe. And then when you get into those muck, the really high organic soils, your CEC is generally higher than 30. So if you remember nothing else, remember what it stands for, cation exchange capacity, and break down each word. Just the ability of the soil to hold on to positively charged nutrients. The higher the CEC, the higher the ability it has to hold on to nutrients.